On today's show, we have something great for you. Have you ever wondered how Toronto city service sign works? Well, we have that, plus a biography of an up-and-coming artist, a painter, Hanna Wami, and a behind-the-scenes look at our favorite, Dawn Nova. We also have a story about a brand new tattoo studio called Black Cloud, and a fascinating look in the world of the invisible disability, as well as a special live performance by Nick Doucette. So hold tight and keep watching because this is The Journal. Welcome back. I'm your host, Abigail Topper, live from the Story Arts Center right here in Toronto. Coming up first, our producer, Ronald Toriano, takes us on the behind-the-scenes look at Toronto City Hall to find out all about the 311 service. That's the number you call if you have any problem with the city's services. He spoke with the rep, Judy, who shared her experiences and encounters on it. So let's check it out.
My name is Judy. I'm the counselor's constituency assistant, so that means that I work with him and all of our residents. Primarily, I'm responsible for his constituency work. We get calls throughout the day, we meet residents at community events, answer emails from them. They say, hi, I have this problem with the city, my garbage didn't get picked up, there's this huge pothole on the ground, or my God, the city didn't plow my street. My job is just to listen to them, say, yes, it is definitely an issue, but we're here, our office is here to help you with and point them in the right direction.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Judy from Councillor Bearmaker's office. We just wanted to report
I feel like working here, I honestly, I had no clue anything about city politics and what it is, but I think it's getting me in the right direction at least. I think as long as I stay on that, that sort of path, whether it's with the city, if it's with another company, if it's something else, at least I have the work ethic there that says just help people at the end of the day and spread as much love and good karma as you can. Well, to anyone who's coming in fresh, new to City Hall, whether you're an intern or the 40-year-old guy coming in from a different job, my biggest piece of advice is just to ask. Because I think a lot of times people are used to hearing no, so therefore they stop asking the question. But I think a lot of times if you keep asking, the answer could change sometimes. So even if I say no to someone one day, I say if there's still a problem in 2 months, come back and we'll ask the question again, because persistence is key. Timing and persistence, because situations change, so the best thing that you can do is to keep asking. Even if the answer is no, keep asking, ask in a different way, ask in a better way, ask in a creative way, and you may get a different answer.
Thank you, Ron. Now I know what a 311 operator actually is, but now let's Vincent Van Gogh into the next segment. This is a story all about a first-year Humber College art student named Hanna Wami. As a budding and passionate painter, Wami harnesses her spiritual beliefs and uses them to influence her creations. So let's get lost in her color palette right now with this doc titled Vision.
It takes so long to get here. Take 3 buses. We got lucky. My name is Hanna Wami. I go to Humber Lakeshore. I'm in my first year of visual and digital arts. My passion for art came as a kid. I used to like drawing a lot as a child. There was no really reason why until later on, where I realized that it really made people happy, and so it continued to inspire me to create so that I can make people happy and, you know, give them some sort of joy. I was 6 years old, so it didn't really count, but that's like the first memory I have. It was like a really nice little butterfly, and my mom was so proud of it, and I just really liked the feeling of making her happy over something that I could create. And so from then on, I just started helping my classmates out a bit. There used to be like little lineups for me to draw like their animals. So yeah, that was like, I guess that's what kept me going, that I can like help people and make them happy. The only thing that I want people to take away from my art is the fact that it wasn't created out of some place of sadness or happiness or anything. It was mainly created for the intention of glorifying God, and that's the only thing I would want anyone to know about my art, even if they don't know like what verse it was from or how it, like exactly I was inspired to create it. I just want them to know that I created it because of God and for Him.
Wow, what a beautiful story. Do you have questions? Because I have questions. And luckily, I have Sara LD, the producer of that, right here with me. Hi, Sara, how are you?
Hey, Abby, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I just want to know, so how do you know Hanna?
Hannah has been a longtime friend of mine. We do go to church together, but even outside of church, our friendship has grown and we've become best friends ever since.
And since you said you guys are best friends, what's another reason why you chose her to do your documentary?
Well, I've always known Hannah was the artistic type, but I never really asked her about it, funny enough. I always seen her draw or seen her drawings, but I never knew about her artistic value in depth. So I thought this was a great opportunity to get to know that side of her.
And since many different colleges offer art, why did she choose Humber?
Well, I'd have to ask her that myself, but I do know that Humber, she loves it there. She's absolutely enjoying the material that they give her and the lessons that they teach there. I just remember when she got accepted there, it was immediate that she did want to attend, and I'm just happy that she's there and loving it.
Where can we find some of her work?
Well, she does have an Instagram page. It's at wami.h. She has paintings, drawings, assignments, outside of assignments, photos that you can check out. They're really, really beautiful.
Is there anything that she's working on that we should keep an eye out for?
Well, there aren't any big projects, but if you do check out her Instagram page, she posts every so often of her different arts pieces.
And I know her inspiration is obviously her spirituality, but does she have anyone, or like, for example, different art galleries at the AGO that she takes inspiration from?
Well, honestly, she always begs me to go to the AGO. It's like her favorite place to go. She always is drawn to the African exhibits. It just helps, I guess, her being in tune with her heritage back home and mine as well. So that is one of them.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Sara.
Thank you so much for having me.
Still to come, a brand new song from Nick Doucette, a look behind the scenes of rapper Don Nova, and a trip down to the opening of a new tattoo studio. But first, if you're a public transer like me, you've probably noticed seats reserved for people with disabilities. Do you ever see someone sitting there and wonder why they're sitting in that seat? Well, today we have the journalist Michelle Kriska to take us on an educational journey to help us understand what an invisible disability is and how it's affected her and others.
About 1 million people ride the TTC on an average day. Every time you get on during busy hours, you pack in like sardines in a can. You would be incredibly lucky to get a seat. But sometimes there are people that really need to sit. That's what the blue seats are for. Those sections are for people who have disabilities, for those that need it most. But when you see people sitting in those seats, do you ever wonder if they really have a disability? My name is Michelle Kriska. I'm 25 years old and I'm a student at Centennial College. When most people look at me, they don't know that I have a physical disability. I suffer from chronic pain and myoclonus, which is a fancy word for I have muscle spasms in my in my back that I can't control. So this wasn't a condition that I was born with. It came through a car accident, and I ended up getting into a fairly major car accident where I couldn't drive the car away. That's major enough. The frame of the car was bent, and I was barely even able to get out of the car. One of the car doors was stuck and jammed shut, and it turns out that my spine is actually warped from that car accident. Because of my accident, I have to go to physiotherapy at least twice a month, and that's usually a little bit too far of a distance to walk, so I have to take the TTC. I have to take a couple different buses to be able to get there. And especially if I'm going to physiotherapy, it's hard because if I'm going there, I'm hurting, right? And I would like to be able to sit down, but if my appointment is during a time when buses are pretty full, like during one of the rush hours or during lunchtime, it can be really hard for me to find a seat, and sometimes I have to stand even if I'm in really severe pain because no one will give one up to me. I stumbled across some news articles about a woman named Kate Welsh. She seemed to be interested in this issue as well, so I decided to go and meet her.
So my name is Kate, Kate Welsh, and my tagline or whatever is artist, activist, educator. So I identify as having both visible disabilities and invisible or episodic disabilities. I've had chronic health issues for most of my entire life, and I currently use a walker as well. A friend of mine, we were just chatting one day, and she was expressing frustration at people not giving her a seat on the TTC. So at the time, I was at a workplace where we had a button maker, and so I made a button with Sharpie that just said, "My disability is invisible." She used it, and she found that it empowered her so much. People respected her. When she asked for a seat, it just gave her that kind of confidence, and then also people started respecting her when she needed a seat. So she posted on Instagram, and lots of people commented saying where can I get one? I really want one. And then my friend and coworker at the time was like, why don't we just make them? We just designed a simple design and made them. We used the button maker. U of T Hart House for the first 100, and then George Brown College out of nowhere contacted me and bought 500 and paid me a decent amount of money, so I was able to buy my own button maker. Part of the activist work that I'm doing is how do we build community, because disabled folks tend to be isolated.
I've learned a lot from meeting Kate. Best of all, I found a new way to help people see and understand that just because someone looks healthy, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. She took the initiative toward fixing the problem, and now I'm happy to say that I have my own button to wear whenever I need to take the TTC.
If you'd like to learn more about Kate's button project, check out her website at equitybuttons.com. And speaking of buttons, you may remember this man from last week who pushed all the right ones. Our next doc, produced by Justin Broom, profiles the man, the myth, and the absolute legend of this up-and-coming rapper, Don Nova. Here is Trust the Process.
All right, Nova. Make some noise with Nova, y'all. Hey, what's up? Everybody having a good time? Yeah, that's what's up. Hey, shout out Nelly. Man, shout out everybody in here. Y'all look good. Kinda. Some of y'all are ugly. Cause I wanted you when you wanted me, baby. Come I spotted you, you spotted me, baby. Came with me. It's the artist.
You're alone in this world, whether you like it or not. Shit like that is what I express in this music. That's what I'm talking about. There's outside factors that have no relation to the music that get put inside of it. It's just there. I have no hope to achieve. I just like making music. Whatever I achieve is whatever I achieve. My job sucks. I have nothing else to do with my time. I happen to be good at it. I enjoy it. Come through, come spend this money. Sure. Shorty wanna come spend it. If I don't make music, I'll just go and sing. Because everyday life is just crazy. Bro, it's fine. It's fine. God knows. You wanna do that later on as an intro? Slap it down, buddy, bum, bum. I just can't control myself. It's just part of who I am. Like, I'm always making noise. I'm always talking. I'm always like singing. I used to work at McDonald's. Every time I would sing something, I'd be freestyling. People would be like, "Yo, who is that?" You know, it's like, that's me. I was like, really? I'm like, yeah. Didn't really mean much, but over time, I got to a point where I said, okay, either I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna work construction every day. So I decided I just work on what I have, and I guess that's why I'm here.
$50. Wow, that was an amazing doc. I'm sure you're gonna check out his stuff on SoundCloud at the.nova. And when you thought Leslieville couldn't get any more hipster, bam, a new tattoo parlor opens. And that's the focus of our last story today. We'll be journeying with the journal producer Vivian Chetta as she takes us to the opening of Black Cloud Tattoos in New Ink. Joining me first is the producer Vivian right here in the studio. Viv, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So I just want to know how you met the people of Black Cloud Tattoos.
So I actually met them through my boyfriend about a year ago. They were his friends, and obviously I was introduced, and since then they've become kind of like family to me. So yeah, I've been hanging out with them a lot and saw a great story in there, so I decided to pursue it.
What about these guys drew you to do a doc about them?
Well, they all have very unique personalities. They all have their own unique tattoo styles. They're just great people individually, so their art really translated through that. And I really wanted to showcase their art and their passion, which is this new shop.
And when you were showcasing their art and their passion, was there a certain message you wanted to get out to your audience?
Well, not so much as a message, but more of showing their journey first as artists, then becoming tattoo artists, and then transitioning into businessmen, and how the community reacted upon that.
And I know tattoos are dear to you, but is there something that speaks out to you about tattoos?
To be honest, it's really how personal tattoos are, and the fact that they are there forever once you get it, and you really have to make it mean something to you. And that level of personal is what attracts me to tattoos.
I have one on my arm, but do you have any yourself?
Yeah, I actually do. I got this one on my arm just this past February. It was a Valentine's Day gift. It is kind of cheesy, but it means a rose that won't wither. So super sweet, I know. And yeah, it was actually by an artist from that shop.
Yeah, do you have any more?
Yeah, I have some on my other arms too. They're all kind of random, but pretty good. I like them a lot.
And all your tattoos, were they done by the people of Black Cloud?
Yes, they were all done pretty much from 3 out of the 5 or 6 guys that are there right now have done tattoos on me. I have no other tattoos from anywhere else, so
cool.
Staying true.
What was your favorite part about shooting your doc?
Definitely would be the launch party, because I got to experience the party side of it along with the documentary side.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Viv.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Well, without further ado, let's check it out.
Leslieville is awesome in terms of clientele. It's young professionals. They're very trendy, very hip. They keep up with what's going on right now. So a lot of new tattoo trends come and go, but I've noticed that the people in Leslieville have an eye for these things, and they have an eye for certain things that stick and certain things that don't stick. My name is Regs. A lot of people call me Gator. I'm one of the co-owners of Black Cloud Tattoos. We just had our grand opening a few days ago. The tattoo shop it's a pretty significant point in my career. We've had this tattoo shop for a few years now, but this location is brand new. Up until now, it's been a private tattoo shop, so it's been appointment only. The potential clients would email us, but this location, we've actually been forced to open it up due to the demand. Now clients can just walk in, meet the artist the first day, talk to them, set up a potential date for their first session. And it's huge because we just have to be always on point. I wear a lot of hats in this industry, but at the core of it, I'm an artist. I specialize in black and gray tattoos, specifically black and gray realism. Tattooing gets me going. There's no room for errors. When it's time for you to tattoo, it's go time, and you can't mess this up. So that's what gets me going. I like the rush of things. I also like the fact that I can kind of zone out and just do my own thing, focus for that little bit of time, and then create something that's there forever. This form of art has been regarded as like the secret knowledge that gets passed down through generations. It's never been commercialized until maybe like 5 years ago with TV shows like LA Ink, Miami Ink and stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy. We didn't expect the amount of support we got. And because it was a private studio, a lot of people heard about us and they knew about us as being the tattoo guys around the area. So they would see us here and there. They would see us wearing our logo, like the boat hat. Just the amount of like welcome gifts and like just the amount of shout outs and stuff like that on social media from local businesses were crazy. We weren't expecting that, but it's a good feeling. Opening the door and doing like a welcome party, like a grand opening party, and when we're welcoming everyone from Leslieville, it gives them an idea of who we are, where we work, and what we're presenting to them, and they won't be hesitant to walk in, so they feel welcome. They can open the door and just come in and talk to somebody.
That was so wonderful. I'm thinking I might get a tattoo myself, if you know what I mean. Our final segment is performance by an up-and-coming artist who gets his inspirations from the Lumineers, Vance Joy, and Bon Iver. This is Nick Doucette. He is a first-year music student from right here at Centennial College. He's performing an original song called The Man, and I hope you all enjoy.
That he crawls out of hiding, only a need for him to impress you. And deep down he knows it'll hurt, and deep down he knows it'll burn. But he picks up the drinks till it's drier than his throat, from screaming at the walls that have held him so long and held him so long. wakes up drunk in a lost and found, that he slept in on the other side of town, and he's hoping that someone will claim him, but who blame him? And deep down he knows it'll hurt, and deep down he knows it'll burn, but he picks up the bottle anyway and drinks till it's drier than his throat, from screaming at the walls that have held him so long, and held him so long. When he calls home and his wife won't pick up the phone, he's too blinded to see. He just wants it how it used to be. When he stumbles back home and his wife is not there alone, and he's down on his knees, he just wants it how it used to be.
That was phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
Where can people find more about you?
My Instagram, it's Nick Doucette.
And I just want to know, where did you start your music career?
Started my music career here,
Yeah.
hopefully.
How did you start?
Yeah, I began playing guitar when I was pretty young. Started singing a couple years ago. Then I heard Ed Sheeran's second album, his first album, and then I followed with City and Colour and Bon Iver, and just really got into more acoustic stuff from there.
Yeah.
Led
And
me here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you like it here?
Yeah, I love it here. It's great.
Do you have any more performances coming up people can stay tuned for?
Yeah, I have my ensemble show on April 21st, and so basically what that is all the music students at Centennial get put into bands, and they perform a set at the Transac. So I'll be doing that.
Cool. Well, hopefully everyone shows up for that.
Yeah.
And good luck
Yeah.
with your music.
Thank you so much.
All right. That concludes this episode of The Journal. But tune in next week where we'll take a look into the life of an inspiring actor, Jordan Fiddler. We'll also meet painter Maria Jandrick, as well as check out the dance group YYZ, and we'll have a fascinating look at the Toronto Women's March. So make sure you follow us on Instagram at thejournal_Centennial College and on Facebook at The Journal to see more. I'm your host, Abigail Tapper, and thanks for watching this episode of The Journal, and I hope to see you next time.